Hi, I'm Morgan. I am one of the co-creators for Lunaira Soul's Rift.
Hello, I'm Samantha. I am also one of the co-creators of Soul's Rift.
Don't dare dream. Don't dare think. Stay inside where the monsters can't find you. You've got this far. Why make a change? Don't you dare to dream. Don't you dare to know of the world right outside your doors. Nothing special. Don't you dare to go.
We started development in like spring, summer of 2023, and it was just like we just wanted to make something.
Bouncing ideas.
Very much bouncing ideas and like messy Google Docs, very like just all over the place. There have been so many stages. Like there was the long stage of it's just me and Sam on like hour-long phone calls. Then it moved to the stage of, oh, now we've hired writers. Oh, now we have a director. Oh, now we have an art team. And like, oh, now we have Taylor from Lightbox, who is fully animating a trailer. Like, that's been the whole evolution we've seen with this. And really what it was is, I just wanted to make something. And I was tired of waiting for some day of, okay, you're gonna do something, and then someone's gonna hand it to you and say, here, you now get to make this project. Here's a budget, here's all these things. And so when we got into this, it was just gonna be a concept album. And we're like, we'll release some art with it. But then things evolved. And I remember I think I called you and I was like, Sam, it needs to be an audio drama. Like, oh my God, like I see it, this makes sense. And you're like, okay. Like, cool, okay, we gotta work on this. We have a lot of work to do. The world that Lunaira takes place in is high fantasy, very colorful. It's very South Asian inspired. I would say African inspired as well too. We're pulling from our heritages very heavily. I feel like a lot of it is very women centric and just very queer in general. One of our main characters is a trans man. Like it's fantastic. Something that we're very excited about with the world is that it is a very queer, people of color led, but that does not drive the story at all. Like they're just existing in the high fantasy space, which I feel like we're not always given that opportunity. We don't see that a lot on screen.
Great question. I think fans who are also into series kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Disney like musicals, that kind of vibe, very much like a lot of like animated colorful cartoons that are definitely fantasy based, maybe something like She-Ra and the Princess of Power, all of those colorful, diverse, whimsical, with lots of like magical elements into it, fantasy, very much those types of fandoms will probably love it. I know that we want to incorporate a lot of like fantasy that's very much like high fantasy, so maybe even like fans who are fans of like D&D or like role-play games, things like that. I think we're also very much fans of that ourselves. So.
Oh, absolutely. I was gonna bring up D&D.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like if you like D&D and you like dragons and you like adventure but you also like 90s Disney music, like this is definitely like a perfect thing for you.
A lot of the artists I work with right now are people that I've mostly met through animation and like animated art. It was a group called, a social media group called Rise Up Animation. Basically, it was to like highlight minority artists who might not have the same opportunities as maybe like other people. So it was like a lot of people who worked in that sphere. So they've been really great. So it's really, really fun to like have characters that are specifically designed for like East Asian aesthetic with like cultures that are not like Western cultures, which has been really fun. So a lot of emphasis has been on that and the character designs for that. Some of them I know we've met, at least Morgan introduced me to from like Lightbox and things like that. So that's been really fun. And then also just a few that Morgan just knows from her socials as well have also been working on it. So definitely a diverse group of artists.
It's been a great, like, that's something that's been really cool about this project is like every person we bring on, like Sam will be like, hey, this is someone who approached me. here you go. And I'll go to Sam, like, here's an artist who approached me and I really like their work. You check them out. And the whole team, I love this team. I can't wait to work with this whole team.
We want to make sure the audience knows that's like a diverse project. Having the visual, I think, is super important so we know what kind of people are invested in the project, what the characters look like, how we're doing representation through the art is important because of that aspect. So then like, for definitively, like, well, maybe that person isn't like a person from like a non-Western descent or something like that. We're like, no, we have the character design set, so you know, there's no question about like whether this person is a brown person or a white person. Like, you will just know because we have that set.
On my socials I would say over like this past year, I like played with this idea. I took like movie scenes and I turned them into songs. And what I was doing, I was like testing song concepts and seeing like which ones really resonated with people. But then also it was such a good like exercise for me of just getting out so many ideas so quickly, and just also like quantity. If you have a bunch of things that you've made, you can pull, the good ones. What I did with that is took the ones that I personally really liked, that people really, really liked, but then using those like same melodies and those emotions and things like that, and then putting it into our musical and like shaping the narrative with that. Something that, being a music producer in this journey, I don't think people understand how much time I spend just thinking. What that really, really helps, spending all that time thinking, is when I sit down, I know exactly what I'm doing. And that's where I'm kind of at as a producer, where it's like, I already have such limited time. My time is best spent making my plan. I write down, I do a lot of things where I'll take afternoons and I have this notebook and I just write down chord progressions. I'm like, okay, so this is we found this, okay, this is kind of sentimental. I think this is like a good verse chord progression. I spend a lot of time listening to music. What I want Lunaira to sound like, I just want it to sound like epic pop songs. That's what I enjoy creating. That's what I enjoy singing. And so very orchestrally produced, but still just like songs that are fun to sing. So I spend a lot of time just thinking and just refining lines and refining melodies and, okay, how can I make this tighter? How can I make this hit in this way here? Like, this line, is it hitting quite correctly? I also have this app called Untitled, and I just run voice memos the entire time. I have like hours long of voice memos. I put in a lot of time on that so that when I sit down to produce, it's good. It's thought out. It's not me kind of messing around. Like, I really go in intentionally. So the audition process for this has evolved greatly with just the project growing. We just thought it was just gonna be finding our friends, you come over, you're gonna play a character, we're gonna put this out into the world. But then after we posted the Lunaira announcement video, it blew up. Brandon McInnes, voice actor for Demon Slayer, he said, hey, I'm in. He's now cast. That's amazing, having Christina, Dreamcast for her. It's been mind-blowing, honestly, that these people want to do our project.
It's absolutely insane. Like, the fact that we even got this much traction for ours, it feels big now, but like when we started, I was like, this is a small little thing that we're just doing for funsies. Like, and now it's a way bigger thing than I ever thought.
We didn't think it was possible.
No,
like, that's
true.
what it is.
Yeah.
And because that's what we came into. We're just like, we just need to make something, we need to start, and we've opened doors for ourselves, which is really, really cool. So the audition process has been so validating. That's what I would have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, that is valid. There is definitely one that's, I think, a mix of like romance, but like tragedy. There's actually a few, I think, that are romance.
That's what I was gonna bring up. Like, that's the one. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that episode where we are revealing, we are showing why some things happen and why we are in
the connection of like backstory to present.
The backstory.
that I think is going to be very exciting. There's a lot of drama. I mean, I think all the romance, there's always going to be like sadness and like I think all parts of it. But yeah, there's one very dramatic scene that I think will be very well.
Where the characters find out some big things about themselves. And I'm very excited to see how the cast members, it's going to be at least four, for what I'm thinking, specifically, like the 4 cast members, how they do that is going to be, it's going to be crazy. Oh my goodness, it's picturesque. It's perfect. It's beautiful, but there's like this there's tension. It's almost like too perfect and too routine, but you know, and you can see like they're like, you know, Zariah and Ramir, they're walking on eggshells around each other, like because Zariah wants to use magic, Ramir is saying no. And so Zariah is beginning to question, and then Zariah meets Chiari, and everything just kind of, it very beautifully, I feel like it just kind of, like some things shatter, which, I don't know.
In a very exciting way, though.
Very exciting way. Chiari, man, Chiari is our warrior princess. Huh?
Can you say badass?
Oh, absolutely,
okay.
say badass. She is our warrior princess who is bound by family duty and wanting to do right by her mother, who is this powerful warrior, but then there's toxicity in their relationship, and her mother has brainwashed her, but she's starting to question if her mother is a good person, if her mother is doing the right thing, you know, and that's where we meet, that's where we begin with her on this journey of like kind of deconstructing what she was told her whole life and like really becoming her own person. I feel like that's where we, I don't know if you have anything to add.
I think you covered most of it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I would agree. She is definitely someone who's going to be exploring like what is true about herself, what is true to the path that she's following, what she wants to follow, what she believes
like her
in.
autonomy.
Yeah,
like that's what she's exploring in this, because she's always been a pawn. Like she's always been an extension of her mom, and so then it's like, yeah, her autonomy.
Yeah.
Zariah is my baby girl. She is fully a self-insert. She is just so like bent on like doing good, but then she like has been told her life she's not powerful, but she feels that she's powerful because of like, I don't know, magic that's happening from her. And she just has this like beautiful journey. Like the song that's in the trailer, that was the first song that I wrote, Dare to Dream. That was the very, very first one. And the whole song is about her telling herself like, I can't even dare to dream. I'm not even allowed to, in my brain, have ideas that I can be more than the things that I've been told that I am. And that's her whole journey and arc of like, just believing in herself. And also, it's not just the believing in herself, but it also being matched in reality of like her physically having this insane power from the gods.
Zariah's like the Disney princess that I've always wanted to see on screen. If we were going to be Disney princesses, like that is
like
the
a real life
Disney-fied,
experience.
that was like the Disney-fied version of us in this musical is what is now, I would say on page, but on audio.
In the script.
Yeah. So she's like the Disney-fied version of our lives for this musical, this script that we've now brought to life, which is really exciting.
And I feel like she's not a flat character. Because I feel like a lot of characters like this, they're made to be, they're like very hard and cold. Like with this type of journey that we're having them on, like she is soft and she cries. But then she has these moments of like badassery. But then she also has these moments of intense anger. And she's yelling and she's like, because there's a lot she has to be angry about. I don't know, she just feels very like complete to me. And I get what you're saying about it was a character I always wish existed. And then I feel like I have not seen at all. Which I'm so excited for her. I'm so excited for her. June.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
That's, who were you gonna say?
Oh, I didn't think, I was still thinking so.
Oh, I definitely think it's been June. Even in what we've posted about him, I feel like that's what people have already said, like, oh, I already love this person. Like, if you do anything to him, I will riot, you know?
His, like, change in character. Like he started off not as a huge character, but he's grown so much like in the story that I was just surprised to like see happen, which was really cool though. Like we were not, I think, expecting to have this character be such have a big role in this story, that it was really cool to see it develop into something much bigger than it started out as.
Well, yeah, and building off of that, because it was just someone where we needed when you're writing, you're like, okay, we need this type of character to motivate this, to get to this goal. But as we kept working with him, he became vital to the lore, to some of the romance. Like, that was so beautiful. Like, I feel like with him, he was a character we were always just so excited about, because it was always just like new ways of we could like give him more and be pulling him in.
There's absolutely more planned for Lunaira. We have many ideas that we want to explore, so.
We've already started plotting season 2, like as we're like, getting everything tight for season 1, we're already like, okay, we need to put this here. We may need to make sure that these details are in this place for season 1, so that in season 2, when this, happens, it all is tight. So lots of big planning.
Are you gonna call it Lunaira?
No. I can definitively say absolutely not.
Maybe other
draw a
people
line.
can, like, uncanonically, right? Like, how maybe, like...
Headcanon.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Like, right. Not, like, officially, not brand-wise, but, like, maybe that could be the trend, Yeah.
What I am most excited about is to hear these songs sung not by me. But I mean, so serious. Like, I'm so excited, like, for the songs I wrote for 2 boys to be singing to each other, to be sung by 2 boys who are in love. Like, that's what I'm excited about. I'm just very excited for all of these intensely, insanely talented people, for them to take what we have made, because it's just gonna be better when it is it's not my voice. Like, it's supposed to be someone else.
I'm also super excited to see, or I guess at this point too, just hearing the words from a script onto like something I can actually experience. Like, reading through it all is super fun and cool to see just like our ideas like come together in this format, but then to be able to actually be able to hear all the characters interacting, talking to each other, interacting, living is going to be amazing. And I'm super excited for not only everyone else here, but I'm also just excited to experience that too, because we still haven't heard it all together yet. So I'm very excited for that.
For it to become real.
Yes, for everything to be real.
Be off paper, yeah. I think that's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
For it to not be, we're excited for it to be in our ears and not just like visually we're reading it on a script.
Yes.
Yeah. It means everything to us. It was just a little bedroom project, and now people are really excited. And that, I know we keep talking about like, now it's real. Like, it's real because so many people are excited. Like with all of this, with us just making something just because we needed to make something, it was like something for us. I don't want to wait 20 years and then be given something. Like,
Right.
I want to make it now. And the fact that so many people are like, we want this. We want what you're making. We are going to support you in this. We are here for you. That it means everything.
I think it's super meaningful to see or hear and like just have so many people support something that we didn't think. I mean, I knew that people would also like it, but like I guess the amount of like support is crazy and it's super meaningful. Like, it's kind of just insane to think about. Like,
mind-blowing.
yeah, literally, I cannot comprehend the fact that other people want to hear, listen, experience the things that we've been working on. So it means so much.
And I mean, like, the fact that other people want to experience these characters that I feel like mean everything to us. Like, these are the characters we never got to see, the characters that we wish existed, the stories that we have always wanted. And the fact that other people want that is so validating, because I feel like so much of our experience is very isolating. Mm-hmm. And the fact that there are all of these people like screaming at us, no, we also want that, it is life-changing.
I think validating was a very good word choice because I feel like a lot of I don't say there's a lot of rejection, but it's like,
You can say that.
I
You
guess
can
so.
absolutely
Yeah.
say that.
Okay. But yeah, just having like, with so many people say you can't do a thing, but then have so many other people say, please make this thing. It's insane.
Well, yeah. And I mean, like, I will say rejection. I will absolutely say that because for me, at every turn I have been told, nobody wants you being vulnerable on the internet. No, you do the whole down to earth thing really, really well, but like nobody wants that. This type of music isn't for anyone. Like, and then just finding thousands of people who are screaming, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And they're the ones saying that. There are so many people saying that they want it, and like, with our experiences, with feeling that isolation, feeling that, like, being othered, just being in the spaces that we are, being in the bodies that we are, living the experiences that we have, to have that many people say, no, I also feel that this is a story that I need. It's very different when there's a lot of people saying, like, I feel this too. I've been through this too. I also don't feel that I'm being heard. And it is not a small amount of people saying that. It is a lot of people saying that. So yeah, very, very validating. We're very, very excited and we're so thankful.